That's Lionel Richie. It's Siwoo Kim. Siwoo, see me. It's a birdie, naturally. Yeah. We do songs at the bar. We'll get wasted and we do Siwoo Kim songs. Anyway, Pat, is he going to hit a big putt or what's the deal? Anyway, my chick likes him. You like him. That means he's a bettable commodity this week.
Pat Mayo Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by Underdog. Code Mayo at Underdog right now. Get yourself a bonus, $5. Your first $5 in the pick'em game just generates you $50. You may as well take the free money. Code Mayo at Underdog right now. PGA Championship best bets: gold, silver, bronze. From South Africa himself, Byron Lindeque, host of the Fantasy Golf Degenerates, is on the line. Looking the part. Cam Stewart back as well. Yep. Cam, we missed you at the Masters. Happy you're back.
I got to tell you, Pat, taking a page out of your book, I got a new golf shirt. You know, my 3 Under Armours, I got it from Grand Cypress. My buddy went there, and I look more like Mayo, those nice shirts. And what can I say about the South African king right here? He's looking like he's ready to fuck somebody up like Gary Player does. Just throw it down, Gary.
30 push-ups before the show, Cam. I'm ready to rock and roll.
500 push-ups before you hit the alarm clock. Get it.
Byron, could you beat Gary Player in a push-up contest?
If he's doing the push-ups that I saw him doing at the White House, he's going to have to do like 3 for every one of mine because I go all the way down. But I don't think so. I actually don't think
Gary
so.
Player could beat up most people we know?
No, he's a 90-year-old man.
Yeah, I'm starting to think he'd throw people around, to be honest with you. I'm betting on Gary. Like he's a huge underdog. Guy's got great stamina. You better knock him out early or he's going to get you. You're going to run out of gas.
Well, if it was like boxing and you had weight classes, and if it was boxing and you had age classes, then I'm sure Gary would be knocking people out. Put him 30 years younger than him is 60 years old.
Do you think Gary sleeps with women who are, 40, 50? Like, what is he?
Yeah.
Who bangs Gary? Like,
he was
we're not talking
in
60.
a Masters. Yeah. In a Masters press conference, he just randomly divulged that he's like hanging out with some 35-year-old chick, or something along those lines. So I would not be shocked. And we should also start like a hospice savings account. Like if you don't want to send your old man through the hospice, you just send him to Gary Player, try and beat his ass up. And if not, you go out swinging on your sword.
I got to be honest with you, Pat. Gary still gets it up without pills. That's fact.
It is. How do you know that?
I could just tell by watching him in videos. The guy's he can do it. I'm believing in Gary. I still think he does. He's one of life's miracles, Pat. He's a mystery, man. This guy's he's on fire. He told me I was a big fat fuck, but that was a long time ago. I've lost a lot of weight, so I wouldn't mind running into Gary again and having a chat. What was that, 2008? Yeah, he's beating me down emotionally.
Well, with your new golf shirts and your slim down frame, you are looking more like me now.
Thank you. Svelte, like Gary.
There you are. He won here, didn't he, Byron?
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing it. He's the only PGA champion at Aronimink. So shout out Gary Player, 1962 when my dad was born.
And your dad's not young, I'm guessing.
No, my dad's 64. So
did your dad take Gary?
Yes, my dad's my size. He just needs to fall on Gary, and
cool.
He's good to go.
Snap Gary in half.
Well, that's the Gary Player Hour for Aronimink this time out. I think that's the entire show. No, we don't even need to bet. We just talk about Gary Player for an hour.
I had to dangle the shirt in front of Cam just to give him a bit of juice to get in the mojo this week.
So I've revealed my outright bets on the show I did with Jeff and Cuss that came out on Monday. But just to rehash for people, I have the futures. If you had tuned into the Future Bet show, you'll know the 3 futures that I have from December. Maybe you guys have them too. I have Matt Fitzpatrick at 80, Justin Rose at 80, and Robert McIntyre at 110-1. But guys, with that card already in place, I have made one outright bet this week, and I am making one outright bet. I am betting on Scottie Scheffler to win at Aronimink.
It checks out. I was listening to your show with Blickel and Tambo and Noonan as well, and you seemed like you really wanted to bet Scottie, so it looks like you finally got across the line there, Pat. So checks a lot of boxes, obviously. World number 1, blah, blah, blah. We'll see what Scottie gets up to, but I think we're going elsewhere for me this week. So Collin Morikawa, 45-1, 40-1. He's out there. I think it's an absolute go time situation with this man. I don't think he's had a major venue that suits his game better than this week. He's like one of the best bend putters in this field, surprisingly. and fantastic with the wedges, which we're going to see a lot of this week.
Do you think that we will see that much with the wedges, especially from someone like Morikawa, or will these cross bunkers force guys to lay up?
I don't think Collin needs to lay up when he drives the ball the way he does. I think guys that are kind of like are inaccurate, that don't have much distance, that's going to be a problem this week. I think you either need to be super accurate or you need to have like 305 in the tank to fly these bunkers. And somewhere in between is not going to help you out this week. I don't think you're going to have a hard time playing good golf.
So what do you think would be the ideal carry distance for players then?
Like 305. Between 300 and 310, I checked, there's about 7 or 14 drives that you need to carry that range, depending on wind, tee box position, all that stuff. But if you've got 310 in the tank, you're going to be not worrying about at least 7 fairway bunkers that are causing issues for other guys.
See, what I worry about is that maybe Morikawa can push it up to that level, but I worry that when he pushes it up to the 310, 315, is that he starts becoming far less accurate.
Yeah, he's not going to even, I don't think he can even fly at 310. So I think he's going to be bouncing it through the fairways to 310, 315. I don't see him trying to fly these bunkers. He hits a perfectly straight golf ball off the tee. So he's just going to be, down the side of the bunkers this week.
When you release most of your data, it really did seem like the guy that I thought you were going to go with was just betting Rory, because I've seen him as low as 9-1 right now.
I've come to a conclusion that anytime I touch Rory, he touches me back in ways I don't like. So it's a problem for me. I don't think I want to just get involved with him. I want more bulls in the ring this week, and I'm liking these numbers of the guys in the 40s.
Well, this is something that we went through on the show with Jeff and Cuss, as Jeff kept talking about he wants to spam the entire range. Do you go with one of the stud players at the PGA Championship, or do you take that middle range to longer range player that on paper seems like they would fit here? And that is just a list of Straka, Spaun, Lowry, Siwoo, just very good drivers, very accurate, maybe not the most distance, but precision iron players who can manage their way around a course. And we both came to the conclusions like, we're not doing that. So it's probably going to happen this week now.
Yeah, I feel like that range is a little further. Hi, welcome back, Cam.
I didn't even know I was gone. That's the whole thing. Can somebody tell me what's going on, please? Like, what is happening here? Like, Pat, it says I'm connected. These two screens are screwing me up. Am I that stupid? Or like, maybe I am. Like, I need your boys. Hey, Andrews, next time I'm down, just text me and say you're down, because I just sitting here like a tool. Like I am a tool. But anyway, that's just me, I guess.
So outside of Morikawa, Byron, who else are you betting?
Rose, same kind of price range. Great course history. 3 top 3s in majors in the last couple majors, so he's absolutely alive to play some good golf at a golf course like this. He's won it here before and then lost it to Keegan Bradley in a playoff. So he's basically had the best score after 72 holes twice at this golf course in the last 3 times he's played. And we all know how Justin Rose deals with playoffs in majors. He's going to finish second again, likely, if that happens. But he needs to come home, win this thing. I've got 100-1 on him out there, Pat, but there's 40s that I've also bet until I realized I had the 100-1 out there. So I've got 2 tickets on him this week.
Well, Cam, it's a problem with Justin Rose right now because he switched his irons and hasn't been the greatest iron player since.
No, it's a good point. And like a lot of people talk about equipment changes, and, it really affected him in that tournament. I'm looking for Rose, and he's right at the bottom of the list there. But, he'll get it together. Obviously, when you're changing equipment, it takes a while, but I think he'll be confident enough. You know what? At 100-1 for Rose in a tournament like this with a guy who's a precision iron player, it's a great price. Hopefully he can figure it out. What's interesting to me, guys, is Spaun. That's a guy that, I get drunk with my girlfriend and we put picks together, and we usually do this, and she nailed Cam Young both tournaments. So I listened to her. She's a better golf capper than me. I can do all of you, Pat. I do my research on pen and paper. You guys have like databases. My girlfriend has vodka. And right now, vodka's winning because she's hitting everything in top. She hit both of her top 10s last week. She even told me she agreed with Højgaard, but we both came up with Spaun. So when Lisa talks, I listen. And I think Spaun is a great price this week, and definitely for a top 10 and 20 bet. I think JJ Spaun is a guy, and he showed good form last week heading into the tournament, which could be very important. I want to get your opinion, guys, on Matthew Fitzpatrick this week. Do you think he's going to be there, guys? Because he's another name that kind of we both circled.
Certainly hope so, because I do have him at the 80-1. You're obviously not going to get that now. You can get him as deep as 25, maybe, probably more like 22, 24, depending on where you search. I like Fitz a ton here. I think he fits it perfectly.
Perfect, because that's good, because I have him circled with Spaun, and Yeah, Pat, I'm with you. Here's the deal. You're going to get Scottie Scheffler, right, Byron? You get him at like over 5-1. I see on one of my books, I think on one of them, he's plus 540 because of some of the top players in the world are back. So when are you going to get Scheffler at that price, Pat? And I know you like him outright. And the guy's bringing his D game. He's finishing second, fifth, whatever. And it's just like he's like a horse who stumbles out of the gate. Next thing you know, he's down the stretch finishing second. So one of these weeks, he's just going to play fine and win a tournament. And this course seems like it's suited for Scottie Scheffler to do some damage, and you're getting over 5-1.
If you live in Canada outside of Ontario, unlike you two, but this applies to me and maybe you watching right now, if you hit the description, go to coolbet.com, get your bonus, then use that bonus on the PME boost on Scottie Scheffler up to 6-1, Cam.
Ooh, 6-1 is worth a bet. Anything over 5 with Scheffler this week. And I know it's a golf tournament and golf gamblers were greedy pricks, but I'll tell you something. You got Scheffler at 6-1. That's a ticket you want in your pocket, buddy.
Byron, what's the case against Scheffler at this course?
Good question.
Yeah.
Crickets? Tumbleweed?
I don't have one. I'm not going to come out here and say that he's got, no bullets in his vest right now. But the fact that he just hasn't had it this year is probably the only thing I can say. But I think he's had it since his second child showed up. So, if you're looking at data for 2026, you got to kind of look at the last half of that to kind of really get a good picture of what Scottie's up to. But second places, it's kind of interesting how he's been kicked in the teeth a couple times by a couple runaways. So we'll see what he can get up to. But 6-1 is probably one of the nicest numbers you'll find on Scottie in a long time.
In the big part of his early season struggles, obviously in anticipation of the baby, or maybe it was just, you start out slow, is that his approach numbers per round were down a stroke per round, which is a pretty significant number. Now he's back to those levels over the past 3 tournaments, and it's not like it was the American Express when he was doing it. He did it at the Masters, the Heritage, and then the Cadillac Championship at Tyrrell. These are against the very best players at very hard courses. And when you mentioned Morikawa and how he sets up well here, and Cam, you talked about Spaun. Again, I'd throw like Siwoo, Straka, Lowry, like that type of player into the mix. Scheffler is simply just the better version of all those guys.
It's amazing. I'm looking at the ladies list. Fitzpatrick, Siwoo Kim, Spaun. What is it? Is she doing a golf show here? Like what's the deal? This is without me. This is me conked out at 2:00 in the morning. You're coming up with great bets like this. I'm with you. I think Scheffler's a much better version. We finally get a price on him, Pat, and to find this guy at plus money in certain markets to me is great this week. I'm jumping on the Scheffler train as well. As we've mentioned before, Byron said it. The guy's brought his DNF game and he's still getting like, you know what I mean? He's top 10 every time. What happens when he actually plays well?
Starting something new is terrifying. Trust me, when I launched the Pat Mayo Experience, there was a whole lot of, what if nobody listens? But I didn't care about that because it's me and I have the utmost confidence, probably incorrectly, about myself most of the time. Sometimes you just gotta take the shot. And if you're starting a business online now, Shopify makes it way easier than it was back then. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses worldwide, and they give you everything in one place. Website templates, payment processing, inventory management, marketing tools, hell, even AI features that'll help write product descriptions and improve your product photos. Plus, that iconic Shop Pay button that has the best converting checkout on the planet. So fewer abandoned carts and more sales. Turn those what ifs into with Shopify today. Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/PatMayo. That's shopify.com/PatMayo. With the warm months approaching, I'd rather spend my time planning a vacation than stressing about whether I can afford to do it or not. So I've been getting my finances organized now instead of waiting until the damage is done. Monarch is the personal finance app that tracks everything: accounts, investments, savings, goals, and spending. Get your first year of Monarch Core for half off, just $50 with promo code PatMayo. What I like about Monarch is it catches stuff before it becomes a problem. The AI recap flagged a spending spike for me, and the cash flow tool showed exactly where my money was disappearing every single month. Now, should I have known that when I was spending the money? Probably, but hey, when you're spending money, sometimes you forget things. Use code PatMayo at monarch.com to get your first year of Monarch Core half off at just $50. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code PatMayo. I've been trying to simplify my wardrobe just a bit, especially when it comes to what I wear every single day. I want clothes that are comfortable, easy to throw on, but since it's me, I still need to look sharp enough to be like, hey, that looks good. Because I need the approval of other people, as I know a lot of people do. That's why I've been wearing a lot more Quince lately. Their spring lineup is loaded with staples, linen shirts and shorts starting at just $34, soft cotton tees and pants that somehow feel relaxed, while still looking polished. And the best part? Quince cuts out the middleman, so you're getting premium materials for 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Refresh your every day with luxury you'll actually use. Head to quince.com/mayo for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/mayo for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/mayo. Underdogs expanding the game. You already know their player picks. Pick higher or lower on player stats. Today, Underdog prediction markets are live in 25 states. Back your squad with spreads, handicap for closer game, or totals, higher lower combined score, combined with player picks for bigger payouts. New customers play $5 on fantasy, get $75 in fantasy bonus entries. Code Mayo. Team picks, player picks, all on Underdog. Let's get to the gold picks then. Gold, silver, and bronze, you can always use the time code to jump around. Additionally, you can play in the 5x5 Pick'em game up at Fanball right now. $20 to play. It's just like your regular, I would say it's a Masters pool, but it's a PGA Championship. It's just a PGA Championship pool. $20 for an entry, $2,000 to the winner. Get that down in the description right now. Byron, let's start with you. What's your gold pick?
My gold pick for this week, Pat, is going to be a Russell Henley top 20. And it's a Russell Henley top 20 at roughly, I had the number a little bit ago, sorry. Plus 155, ties paid in full. You can grab that out there. And if you feel free to add the top 10 at plus 350, I think Russell Henley is a fantastic course fit for this golf course. You know, very accurate off the tee, lots of good wedge play. And Russell Henley has finished inside the top 10 in his last 3 majors. And you can make that the last 4 of 6 majors, 5 of 7 majors, actually. So, I mean, Russell Henley is just popping off quite hard in majors right now. And, you know, I don't think he's ever been to a golf course where he can really lean on his wedge play as much as we'll have this week for Henley. He's not the greatest from 200 plus. So I love what's going on with Russell.
You like this, Cam?
I do. I think Henley's one of the most underrated players in majors. Every time I look, it doesn't even matter. You just, oh, there's Russell Henley. Page 1, page 2. So, Byron, you're getting a number, you know what I mean, for a top 10 and 20. You want to get a little bit greedy, maybe even throw a top 5 in there. But for 10 and 20, I think Henley is dangerous. You guys talk about Morikawa. I think he's just kind of like Morikawa, but a much better putter and more consistent. So, yeah, I love the Henley bet.
If you want to bet without wearing 2 condoms and not take the with ties market, you can get Russell Henley at plus 210 for a top
bareback.
20. If
That's
you like
the bareback market.
Byron.
Okay, there you go. Skin.
Listen, it's something you don't regret while you're doing, and then all of a sudden you look back on Sunday afternoon and you wonder why there's things that shouldn't be there. And I'm okay being a safety first kind of guy this week.
Not me. I'm plowing right in. Whatever's there, Pat. Doesn't matter. Let's go.
Gold pick for you, Cam.
Gold pick. I'm Scottie Scheffler, top 5 plus 115. I'm going to go do a little more digging on a couple other books that I have, but that's what I found. And to me, you're getting a top 5 with Scheffler plus money. Pat, obviously the 6-1 boost that you're giving away to your viewers is absolutely sensational, but just for a little bit of safety, I don't even have to lay any vig. Plus 115 for Scottie Scheffler for a guy that I think can win the tournament. I'm getting plus money. Say he finished 2nd or 3rd. I think he can win. I'll take it, Pat. I think that's a really good bet. Plus money for him. I'm in.
As someone who also has this as one of his minerals, it is my silver pick. I can get you as high as plus 130 on the top 5.
Sold. Thank you, Pat. All you do is keep on delivering more fun, more skin, more fun, more party. Let's go. Plus 130. Even better.
My gold pick is going to the Nationality props. Always one of my favorite markets at majors. There is, now let's see what you guys would price this at. So Byron, have you looked at any of these yet?
Yeah, I've been taking a peek at a couple.
What do you think the market for low Austrian is?
Okay, I haven't looked. I don't have that available.
Okay.
I don't even know who is Austrian in this field. Is it Sepp and?
Sepp.
Who is the only other Austrian golfer you know?
Schmid?
No, he's German.
No, German. Hold on.
We are talking about
Come
little
on.
Germany here. Austria.
We know who this is. Like, what are we doing here?
He won on the DP World Tour like 3 weeks ago.
I feel like the fact that we don't know who this person even is just a smash bet.
It is Bernd Wiesberger.
Bernd Wiesberger. I forgot. I thought he was Swiss for a while. He's Austrian. That's right.
So what would you
Wiesberger.
so there's only 2 players in this market, Byron. What would you price this head to head at?
Minus 250.
Yeah.
Sepp.
Easy.
It's at minus 225, and that's my gold bet. Like if you play at a place that allows you the ability to parlay things, and you want to parlay some of these props, feel like this is a very good parlay piece. For reference, Sepp Straka is minus 225 to make the cut in most markets, and he's just minus 225 to beat Wiesberger, but Bernd Wiesberger this week.
You like your burgers burnt, Pat? I'll tell you one thing. If I've been choked out on air or whatever, you know what I mean. I'll let you guys throw a blow dart into my neck. If Bernd Wiesberger beats Sepp Straka in a matchup bet, I'll jump out a window.
No, I wouldn't go that far. Listen,
okay, sorry. I'll do something. I've eaten milk bones. Anyway, it's not happening. Can we say that, Byron? It's not happening.
Yeah. Bernd's still looking for his first top 20 in a major. So if Sepp can just hang out inside the top 20 somewhere, I think he's in incredible shape.
Why do I always do that, Pat? Why do I do things to hurt myself when I get nothing out of the deal?
You're putting yourself at risk for absolutely nothing. So
hurt myself, yeah.
Wiesberger has been pretty good this year on DP. In his past 6 starts, he has a win and 5 top 20 finishes, but it's all like T13. He had the spike win in Volvo, but he's not playing against the same quality of competition, I would say, when he's playing the Joburg Open, your buddy, Byron.
Yeah, Joburg Open, you're more so worried about getting robbed on the golf course and playing well. So I think, you just want to make sure you finish the round with all your clubs. Burns also hasn't played a golf tournament in a major in 3 years. So this could, when I speak about majors, typically this is a mental game. And majors only come around once every while, 4 times a year. And for Bernd Wiesberger, we are looking at for once every 3 years kind of thing. So showing up here, you could be a little nervous. Majors are a big deal. I love that play.
That is wild. He has 0 top 20s in majors in his career. He played in the final group of a PGA Championship.
Okay.
Once.
I rescind that. It's since 2018 that he doesn't have a top 20, which still, I don't care what he was doing.
I used to bet this guy gangbusters, top 20 and stuff like that. I don't know what happened to Wiesberger. He's one of those guys that was there for a while and he kind of disappeared. Pat, honestly, you're right. I would have made that bet almost over 3-4 to 1. I love that. Hey, everybody will tell you this. Oh, land juice, we're always looking for plus. But when you said it, the cut number is the same as a matchup number. You smash it. It's a pretty simple concept.
Yeah, his best major finish was that PGA Championship where he played in the final group and came T15. He was T16 at the 2017 U.S. Open as well, Byron.
Wow.
Yeah, I can tell you things I was doing in 2017, Pat, that was a lot more impressive than I'm doing right now. So 10 years ago is a long time, my friend.
I didn't know the Joburg Open too, Pat. You're walking around and there's guys whacking you over the head and stealing your wallet and putting you in a ditch like Allenby. Where did that happen? Was that Hawaii where he got rolled in a bar? And
that was. Did I ever tell you I got the actual story behind what happened with that?
No, I need to know. But yeah,
it turns out that didn't happen, is all I'll say.
Oh, okay. So somebody made it up. It sounds good.
Yeah, listen, his cover story for what actually happened is far more impressive than what actually happened.
Wow. Anyway, I believed it, but I believe everything. That's who I am.
Well, do you guys want to guess? So Cust made his picks, his 3 guys who were going to win. And I actually brought up, Byron, to him, you can kind of go through it, that we've had a few outliers, but what is the significance of either a top 10, top 5, top 2, or a previous win at a major as it's a predictor of winning future majors?
Yeah, if you don't have a second place finish in a major, for me, I don't want anything to deal with you, because we have seen in the last little while guys that have got second place finishes at PGA Championships. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the last 9 have had a major win prior, and one of them had a second place, and then Collin Morikawa in 2020 was the only outlier at a perfect golf course that landed up being his first of 2 majors in that span. So I think you need to have major pedigree this week. So guys that haven't finished second are not going to be on my betting card for the most part.
So as Cust ranked his gold, silver, bronze picks, you don't give a whole lot of hope to his bronze pick, David Puig, to win this week?
I thought it was Puig. Isn't it Puig, like the old baseball player?
Yeah, it is, but apparently he pronounces it as Puig.
Oh, Puig. I bet him a lot, actually. He's pretty good, actually, this guy.
You think he's going to win this
What
week?
did he get him at?
No,
Like 250 to 1? What is his deal?
Yeah.
I didn't even look at his odds. He's 22 to 1 for a top 5, so that should tell you where he's at in the market.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah.
125 to 1 at Cool Bet right now.
There we go. I mean,
Shout
out Cust. Jesus, what the hell is that about?
Well, he told me he's in.
Rayton can play well again, guys.
I think
he can do.
Yeah, I think that Rayton can play well. I mean, what's $3.5 million, Byron, to a guy who's worth $1 billion?
It's a valet service fee. It's I think he's going to be just fine. Again, we were chatting before this or on the show that he just didn't seem very thrilled to even have one. So I think it's just going to another week, another ho hum showing up to the golf course for free and trying winning, a couple $1 million.
Pat, I'll give you the Barry Horowitz too, and we talked about. We've been betting this guy for a long time. Like, you know what I mean? I remember you taking him like in crazy markets and other shows and stuff, and we've watched him play on the DP World Tour. This guy's got game. He wasn't even rattled on the back nine. Like, I got Højgaard going, oh my God, and I'm just watching him. Like, you watch young guys implode in tournaments like this. He's just hitting money shots. He didn't even look scared. Rattled. Like, he had a couple bad bogeys, he bounces back. Like, he played like a veteran. Let's give him a lot of credit there. That was these Scandinavian golfers, man. Fuck hockey and Winter Olympics. These guys are golfers. That's what they are.
I still don't understand, Byron, on 16 when you hit that ball into the bunker, how it came out of the bunker.
Oh, I know. So that was lucky.
It's like someone was like laying flat in the bunker and threw it out.
You're right.
It was on delay.
I lost.
I think Brian Campbell must have given him his contact card for his people that he had in the trees in Mexico. There's a certain person that's making these PGA Tour professionals a lot of money and themselves money back. If he's unfindable in these bunkers and in these trees, I think you want him on your team.
And how many putts did Højgaard miss, Pat? By like literally slivers, like 6, 7. I'm just sitting there like Sundays watching golf is just a recipe of torture for me. I shouldn't even fucking watch anymore because it's always second,
Nikolai got himself into trouble when he pulled out 9-iron from 220 yards and somehow sailed the green.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching this guy hit nutting shots, and they're just they keep on rolling and rolling and rolling. It's like, wow, man. Okay, whatever. What are you gonna do?
Weirdly, for this week, when I think about the truest and look at the top of that leaderboard, it would actually be Alex Fitzpatrick. I think his style of game fits Aronimink more than the other two, being Nikolai and Rayton.
What do you think, Byron? This guy's figuring it out really quick. I'm up here. Oh, he gets on there. You get his brother and him win the Zurich, blah, 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 blah. The guy won in the European Tour. Now he's like ripping it up with the guys on the PGA Tour. Kudos to him. He looks like the tough Fitzpatrick, the Fitzpatrick that would stand up. Like Matt's like kind of, hey, everybody, here's my calculator. And then Alex comes in there and, cold cocks him. He looks like the guy to drinking at the bar and Matt's kind of sitting back, calculating the tab.
I was driving back from daycare this morning after dropping Mini Maniac off, and I saw two brothers driving their bikes to school. And one of the brothers was like way the hell behind his other brother. And I looked to the brother that's ahead, and he's like trying to fend off these geese. And his other brother is like just having a full-on panic attack because he didn't want to ride around the geese. He wanted to stay on the rail, on the trail there. And his brother was trying to just shepherd these geese away. And I feel like
pieces of shit, Byron. They're pieces.
Oh my God.
They're on my track here. Like, they pick fights with humans. They shit everywhere. Like, Canadian geese are the worst. Like, I honestly I hate them. They spit at you. They're punks.
We have a ton at our golf course, and Cust is petrified of them. It is hysterical.
Geese will fuck you up, man. They pinch you and then they twist. My mom got bit by a goose, and it was South Africa. It's geese or criminals that you got to watch out for down there. So I've got secondhand info on the geese there. But yeah, one of the brothers tried to take care of the geese, the other didn't, and I think Fitz is the guy that's sitting back there waiting for Alex to take care of business. And I'm looking forward to Alex doing good things on the tour this year.
Well, just the level up from his game, I can't tell if this is just where he's at now. Obviously, he's kind of punching above his weight for the moment. We'll see when he settles in on the PGA Tour where he ends up being on the pantheon of those middle tier type players, but the accuracy is super high. He just hits that really high cut and works every time. And the iron play has been spectacular. If anything, if he had just putted a little bit better, he really could have won last week.
Also, Pat, the guts. The guy's like in the first front nine you saw. He was like going away. A lot of guys pack it in, but he's got that fight in him. Let's battle back. Let's go. You know what I mean? And a lot of those guys wouldn't have the will to come back and almost win that golf tournament. And I think that's really important. He didn't fold his tent. He was ready for a fight.
Well,
yeah, and
it's unquantifiable to know, but doesn't it kind of feel like he's playing with house money? Like he doesn't really care where he finishes. He's going to try to win because he's won for 2 years essentially now. Biggest payday of his career at winning the Zurich. And then he win like $600K for coming 8th at Tyrrell, which was more than the guy who won the Turkish Open won that week on the DP World Tour. So it's all house money for Alex Fitzpatrick.
Very much so. And Fitzpatrick has finished top 20 in every single major he's played in. Alex Fitzpatrick,
So he's one for one.
1 for 1, T17 2023 Open Championship. So he can handle the pressure. I love watching him play golf. It's a lot like a lot of us in a weird way.
How important do you think that playing out of the fairway versus the rough is going to be here, Byron?
Very. I do think if you're in the rough, you're likely making a par, because you're hitting it to the middle of these massive greens and trying to just two-putt from wherever. If you're in the fairway, from what I understand, although these greens are massive, you can put them into quadrants because they've got so many ridges and slopes that you're trying to find each area or little bowl that you're trying to get to. And if you're coming out of the stick rough, even from 100 yards, you might not have the spin to stop a golf ball that's needing to stop on the front of the green with the pin location out there. So hitting fairways, imperative. Again, I'd rather be in the rough from 100 than 150 anyway. So, there's a bit of a balance in that situation.
Silver picks. I originally had Scottie Scheffler, top 5 plus 130K, but since you have taken that, I will cross that out and go with a guy who's really buried on the betting board, which I was kind of surprised about. Maybe his little run is over, but when I think about this course and his style of game, where wedges, good putting, relatively accurate driver when he's playing well. Listen, when a lot of these guys aren't playing well, they're just crap and they're going to miss the cut. But Jacob Bridgman's 4-1 for a top 20.
I love Bridgeman. I've had him this year, Pat. I have him in my season long. I think this guy, great call by you. This is the type of course Bridgman's going to be around. That's what he does. He keeps it in play, and once his short game's very strong. I think that's a really sneaky pick, and he deserves a lot more respect this week. I love it, Pat.
So to kind of hammer down on your point, if we break this up into proximity ranges, Byron, if you go to betsportsgolf.com right now and use code Mayo to get yourself 25% off, not only will you get the rabbit hole and the simulations, the optimizer, the most customizable stat database on the planet, you'll also get into a draw this week that if you use code Mayo, you could win a free year of BetSports Golf at the rabbit hole. But Bridgman is only behind Casey Jarvis and Collin Morikawa in proximity gained from 100 to 125 yards. And when you sort it by 125 to 150, all of a sudden he is even higher on that list. So he's 3rd and he's 7th between those two ranges, which you have identified are going to be probably the really go-to spots this week, Brian.
Is Casey Jarvis South African?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought he was. There one's for you there, brother. There it is.
Yeah. No, they're coming from all corners of the world right now. But I have been very frustrated by Jacob Bridgman lately because I've bet him the last 3 times, the RBC Heritage, the Cadillac, and the Truist. And there's just one round per tournament where he shoots 77. He was playing fantastic at the Truist, and then I'm scrolling down the leaderboard. Where the hell's this guy? Oh, no, 77 on Sunday after playing fantastic golf for the first 3 days. Cadillac and RBC Heritage, he did it early. So at least you know what? You're not cashing that top 20, Byron. I'm out of here, bud. So since the Masters, I think he was top 20 in every single start. I think 8 straight, including a win at the Genesis. Masters, T41, hasn't seen a top 30 since then. So I'm kind of out on Bridgman right now. He's pissed me off a lot.
I would push back to the courses that they have been playing. He was actually quite, I wouldn't say in the mix at the Masters, but he was in the mix in the Masters as low debutant. But again, the final round, he got Stewart in the final round at the Masters and Stewart last week at Quail Hollow. But on paper, Augusta, Doral, and Quail Hollow just don't stick out to me as, man, those are good Jacob Bridgman courses.
Well, Jacob Bridgeman won at Riviera, which a lot of people
Sure.
have played fantastic at the Masters, but either way, I think 4-1, Pat, is still a very fair number. It's not like you're hitting him at plus 100, yeah. So the number's relevant.
And he is down to, I think, 150 to 1, Cam, on like the betting board. I'm not going to bet him to win. I just thought for a guy who's having a career year and can manage in ways where a lot of the top players can't, just because his putting has been so good, and that's been kind of falling off a little bit recently. Was he going to stay on that run forever? Probably not. But people used to bet Denny McCarthy at majors, and Bridgman's not that far behind putting, but he actually does other things too.
He does, and I think there's a lot to like with Bridgman. Byron's right. It's been this one round, but a lot of guys are like that. I still think the number's good, Pat. I expect him to do well this week. This course is not like a 7,900 beast. Keep it in play, get it on the green, hit some putts. This is a type of course where he can do some damage. I like the pick.
Silver pick from one of you?
Yeah, I'll go with, what am I going to do here? Tommy Fleetwood, top 10 plus 190. Doesn't matter. Tommy Fleetwood's one of those guys that he's going to be there. You watched him last week. He's all over the place. I'm like, bogey, birdie, bogey. I'm like, what's Tommy doing? Then you look at the leaderboard. Oh, still another quality finish for Tommy Fleetwood. What does he do? He keeps it in play. Can he win? I think he can. So, Pat, if I'm going to get 2-1 on a silver pick for Tommy Fleetwood, I don't know how you guys feel about him, but that was my instinct. Is if I think he can win, I'll take him for a top 10 at plus 190. Tommy Fleetwood, please.
Byron, Tommy is Cuss' second pick to win this one.
Oh, God help me.
Oh, that's good to hear because I'm not a fan, especially of the top 10 bet, Cam. It's been eight major straight that he hasn't finished better than 16th. So it's just for some reason Tommy's just like hanging outside of the top 10. But I think this is a course that kind of does suit his game a little more than a typically big, massive golf course where he can lean on his accuracy a little bit more than his lack of distance that we'll have to have at like big golf courses like Oak Hill and things. So maybe, but I'm out on Fleetwood overall.
You like him, Pat, or did Cuss put the hex on him?
He did put the hex on him, but that's really no different than just Tommy without Cuss on him, where he's not going to win and maybe finish top 10. But I was actually surprised because when we went back through it, what would you say, just thinking back on the history of Tommy Fleetwood, what is the major he had a chance to win ever?
That second place was like an early Sunday round, right? That he shot a 62 and posted the number.
He went out and posted, and the only way that he would have won at Shinnecock is, I guess, if he had made the putt on the last hole, he would have tied the number that Brooks posted in the end. But he needed Brooks to melt down, and Brooks doesn't have a habit of melting down in the lead at majors.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, and if Tommy had a chance to win a legit normal tournament for the first time in a while, ever. He had a chance at Quail Hollow, and he couldn't beat Christopher Wright and Alex Fitzpatrick, Sung Jae Im missing 4-footers every 4 holes, whoever else was in the mix. Tommy had the chance to just absolutely demolish all of those guys as the only pedigreed name atop the leaderboard. Ricky Fowler up there, like playing like crap on 18. I just don't think he's a serious golfer. He just doesn't. I feel like he's just too friendly, too nice of a guy. Didn't Rory say this? Where he wishes Tommy was more of a dick, where he was like, actually a bit more ferocious on the golf course, like really more like aggressive to try and win golf tournaments more. Instead, he's just chilled to like happy to shoot the course record at the Shinnecock and finish second to Brooks.
But as Feinberg pointed out, to kind of what you were saying, is that it felt like Tommy was just I think he was playing. Who is he playing with? Alex Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, I think he was.
On Sunday?
Yeah, I believe it was. Whoever he was playing with, Tommy almost felt like he was rooting that guy on.
Was it Ricky?
No, Ricky was playing with Cantlay.
No.
Cantlay and Ricky played together.
That's right. How's Patrick Cantlay doing? This guy loves to backdoor his way in the top. I'm like, where the hell's he been? Oh, there's Patrick Cantlay.
Patrick Cantlay's he's on a run right now.
It's weird. He's doing it quietly, but we pay attention to these things. I'm like, guy's on page 2 again. Like, Cantlay's actually not playing that poorly. You're right, Pat. Like, it's kind of sneaky, actually.
Don't know if I love him here is the problem. Although on paper, you would say this is the style of course that he has won at in his career, and at his best, Byron, fairways, he'll hit them with some distance and just be dominant with his irons. We just haven't seen that version of him in some time.
Yeah, and I'm sure if you like rewind a couple shows from prior majors over the years, you'll see, well, Patrick Cantley's playing some good golf. It's time for him to really get inside the top 5. He's finished inside the top 5% of the time in majors. Like, I'm out on the hype on this guy. He's one of these dudes that when me and Kenny do fantasy golf degenerates, we call it a better fish bet, where you kind of just, instead of playing him in DFS, you just bet him top 20 and just like let him do that, because that seems like what Tommy Cantley's up to right now. Just also like he's just a more licky version of Tommy Fleetwood right now.
So Fleetwood top 10 plus 190 for Cam. Bridgeman top 20 plus 400 for me. Byron, what's your silver pick?
I'm going to put another condom on over here, Pat, for us and go with Hatton over Justin Thomas matchup for the tournament, minus 110. Tyrrell Hatton has beaten JT in 5 majors in a row, and he's beaten him in 14 of the last 17 majors in matchups. Wow. So, you know, JT is actually one of the most overrated major, you know, like if you take a look at Justin Thomas, Cam, how many top 5s does Justin Thomas have in majors? He's played 40.
I'm going to say
2.
3.
Okay. Spot on. 3. He's got 2 PGA Championship wins and then the fall edition of the Masters. Those are his only 3 top 5s.
I had a matchup bet. Like if I had more money, Pat, it was Højgaard versus him, and I'm getting Højgaard as a small dog. I'm like, hit. Like I smashed it. Like I'm just like, thank you. I'm already up 3 shots. I love betting against Justin Thomas. It's fun.
Yeah.
Because the books
in majors in
he's
particular.
Like, yeah, no, I love that bet, Byron. That's so, I didn't know Hadden owned him like that. That's wild. That's good stuff.
JT is fun to bet against unless he's having one of those JT rounds and he's the best guy in the field. You're like, oh boy, I lost by 10 strokes.
Yeah. But the other times you're going to win. That's one of those things. He'll beat you once in a while, Pat, but over time, he's good fade because the books, they price him like he's still like one of the best. They think he's like total elite. He's a good golfer, don't get me wrong, but his prices are way out of whack. I love fading him, well, especially when he's a favorite a lot in matchups.
Yeah.
I never realized how much a bad mattress was wrecking my sleep until I switched to Helix, especially now that getting a full night's sleep simply can't happen with the baby around. I used to wake up in the middle of the night overheating, my back would be tight in the morning, and every time my wife moved, it felt like an earthquake on the other side of the bed. Not that she could be Typhoon's tag partner, but it was a rumble from the other side of the bed. Now, completely different. I'm sleeping throughout the night, when I can, when the baby's not waking me up, and when I do wake up, I feel rested, and honestly, my sleep tracking greatly improved. The best part with Helix is how easy they make it. You take these sleep quizzes, it matches you to the right mattress based on how you actually sleep, and it just shows up at your door. No wandering around a mattress store for 3 hours pretending to know what medium firm cooling support means. And there's a reason Helix is the most awarded mattress brand out there. Once you sleep on one, you get it. Take advantage of the Memorial Day sale, the best of the web, by going to helixsleep.com/mayo right now and get yourself 27% off your new mattress. Lately, I've been trying to make our outdoor space somewhere where we actually want to spend time, because for the longest time, it was just random plastic chairs, an old table, and my grill, which is actually quite nice, but no one wanted to go out there, so we barely used the patio. Then I went on Wayfair and found patio furniture that actually matched the look that I wanted. Well, what my wife wanted. Clean setup, comfortable seating, outdoor rug, proper lighting. Now, we're out there all the time. What I liked was how easy Wayfair made it to find the stuff that both fit my style and budget. The reviews helped a ton too. So, get prepped for patio season for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair. Every style, every home. Bronze picks. I'm going to start this off with a guy that I couldn't get to in the outright betting market because I just simply do not think that he can putt well enough to win a major championship. Until he fixes that, it's going to be an issue. But top 20? Yeah, I can do that. Plus 210 on Siwoo.
Amen. Number one in course fit model for me this week. I think the way he keeps it in fairway, the way he just gets it on the greens, we know he can't make putts for shit. So just keep pounding green regulations and just 2-putt as much as you can, Siwoo. I think he's a fantastic option. Yeah, when he misses the green, his short game's so good. A little worried about his like performances in majors, like you said, but the ball striking right now is just so good that he can like lose 5 strokes putting and still top 20.
Siwoo, see me, see a birdie naturally. See woo. Hey, it's like every time that's Lionel Richie. It's Si Woo Kim. See woo, see me. It's a birdie naturally. Yeah. We do songs at the bar. We'll get wasted and we do Si Woo Kim songs. Anyway, Pat, is he going to hit a big putt or what's the deal? Anyway, my chick likes him. You like him. That means he's a bettable commodity this week.
At top 20, I can get behind that. I would love to see Si Woo win a major. Maybe he just go. And the weird part is, Byron, maybe in a major championship, if Scottie or Cam or Rory are rolling it, then there's just no beating them anyway. But it doesn't feel like Si Woo needs to make that many putts in order to have a legit chance. He just can't miss all the putts.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Anything inside of 4 feet has to be in the hole every single time. Miss a couple from 5 and 6, and then just, all the other ones are going to be for birdie anyway. So just tap those in for par, make a couple birdies on par 5s, and off you go, Si Woo. So
I think it's a great.
I don't know. I also have a Si Woo hole-in-one prop, Pat, at 120 to 1. He's one of the best long iron players in this field. Great mid-iron player. I think, with long irons, when you hit the ball onto the green, it tends to roll a little bit more, which helps you get the ball in the hole because it's covering like ground over the surface versus like soft greens, the ball lands and stops. It doesn't have a chance to like roll into the hole. So I kind of fancy Si Woo at 120 to 1 to make a hole-in-one along with Hideki and Michael Brennan as well. Those are some random props I have for us. Michael Brennan is one of the best long iron players in this field, and he's 155 to 1.
And unfortunately, Michael Brennan drives the ball so far, he never hits a long iron. He only uses wedges, which he can't hit.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, doesn't matter for that bet. So, just send it from the tees on the par 3s, baby.
Shane Lowry hole-in-one is the only hole-in-one that anyone should ever make.
Just bet it. Just bet
and
it.
Viktor Hovland, if you are going that route. Yeah.
Shane Lowry, how many hole-in-ones? This guy's amazing. I say, another Shane Lowry hole-in-one. It's like, what? Wow.
I have done, this is the 5th PGA Championship show that I've done so far. Smash like and sub to the channel so you never miss out. Sub to the podcast as well. I don't think I've mentioned or anyone has mentioned the name Viktor Hovland yet.
Viktor Hovland finishes inside the top 5 like once a year in a major. So if you just randomly betting a process bet, you can do Viktor Hovland top 5s. He doesn't necessarily have to be playing that great to come into a major to do that. He just does it. I don't know what it is about Viktor. And it doesn't really happen at the Masters. So it's usually the other 3 majors that he does this at. So if you're in the mood, there's Viktor Hovland, pretty saucy numbers out there for a man that's, showed some pop over the years in these things, particularly playing quite poorly right now.
13 to 1 top 5, Cam.
Don't hate it. Just when's this guy going to put it all together? It's just one of those situations. He's too good. It's like Aubert. It's like I look at this guy and go, again, like I'm watching the end of the tournament going, look at this guy. And he almost hits a hole-in-one and he's there again. Like he's just descending on Sunday. Like do something before, man. Like these players just frustrate the shit out of you. It's like, what are you doing with this guy? Hey, Pat, like what did he finish? T8, I think it was last week. Like I think I might have had him T5 or T6. I don't know, each way somewhere. But yeah, it's like this guy drives me nuts.
Byron,
Scandinavians.
Byron, can you tell me anything about Jaden Shaper?
The shape man.
No.
You didn't grow up.
Can't.
You didn't grow up with him. Another South African.
No, he's not
player?
He's not even old enough to have tried to date my sister like Bezzy. So I think
Bez tried to date your sister.
Oh my God, my sister
Christian
goes into
Bezuidenhout?
Facebook messages. We can get some screenshots. There were, and the word boobies was definitely mentioned. So my sister's told me all of this stuff. So congrats to Bezzy on
Christian Bezuidenhout tried to hook up with your sister.
Oh
Come
yeah.
on.
My sister was,
smoke show, right, Byron? Good for you.
I'm not saying that, but the guys did dig her when we were playing junior golf. So
I thought Christian Bezuidenhout was very shy. Hey,
Cam, did you know that Byron played against Bez?
Really? What?
I've
like
beat,
in junior golf?
Officially, I've beat Bezzy in match play straight up, like as a
What's
youth.
your handicap, Byron? Like, what are you scratched still?
No, not even close. I don't even have a handicap. Last year I shot like a 72 and a 98. So like I'm anyway.
So you can go lower, or you can explode.
Yeah, depends.
See, this is what happens when you have kids, Byron. They ruin your game.
Oh, well, not really. They just don't let you go out.
That's how your game gets
ruined.
ruined.
That's why it happens.
Exactly.
I know.
I just can't believe Christian Bezuidenhout try to mac your sister. That's pretty interesting.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Didn't
Hayden
see that one.
Porteous,
Didn't see that one,
bunch
Pat.
of those guys. So
the South
Bronze
African
pick.
dog. Down boy.
I need some bronze picks here.
Okay,
bronze picks.
You go, Byron. You go first, because
All right.
Wow.
So over the last little while at this golf course, the AT&T Nationals, we had Justin Rose and Nick Watney score -10, -13. That's in 2010. Okay, 2011. The average driving distance on the PGA Tour in those 2 years was 291 and 287. Currently, guys are hitting at 303. Remember, we spoke about all those bunkers. I know they've added a couple lengthy holes to the situation here, but we are almost driving the golf ball 20 yards further in the air than they were when they made those scores. So I think someone's going to sun run this week, and they're going to make themselves a lot of money winning this golf tournament at a score that's lower than -13 or -12. You got to be under 267.5 at +106 for the winning score this week. So I think someone is just going to hit drivers over these bunkers, hit wedges close, make a couple putts, and I think we're seeing water coming down from the heavens on Wednesday night. One day looks a little windy. That's about it for the whole week. So I think the winning score is well into the teens this week, +106 for under 267.5.
Interesting.
My pick was going to be -15 as a winning score this week. The other market I was looking at for that, because I feel the same way about you here, is that as a par 70, I think someone can go low. Now, you don't see a whole lot of 62s in the history of major championship golf. This does feel like the right course that even like Blickle played this in the Pennsylvania Open. And he kind of said that this course isn't going to give you a whole lot of double bogeys. It could bogey you to death, but there's not a lot of big blow-up holes at the same time. But it can be incredibly scoreable if you're hitting fairways and you're just hot with your irons and putter that day. That here are three options that for the lowest tournament round score. You can have 63, or you can have higher than 63, so 64, 65, whatever, at +115, exactly 63 at +175, or lower than 63, +275. I think someone's going to post a 62 here this week.
Yeah. I think, if you model these guys out, Rory can have 9 wedges into these greens, and then there's 2 par 5s and a drivable par. I guess the drivable par 4 is included in that, but just the fact that you have that many scoring clubs in your hands so many times in a major, I think people are going to kind of be caught off guard with how many approach shots these guys are hitting close if they're in the middle of the fairway. So I think 62 is absolutely on the cards, Pat, especially with some rain early. And then I think Friday is the only really windy day. So any other day, I think that's absolutely live.
I got to ask you another question, Byron, since Bez tried to mac your sister. Is that Ernie L's Fight Club for real? Like you get on the plane and it's on?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sorry. Anyway, Pat, yeah, you told me that other story with but Alan being a ditch is fake, so I don't know what to believe anymore.
Oh, no. The Ernie one is correct because the guy that told me the Allenby story once got put in a headlock by Ernie Els and punched a few times at an Adam Scott after party after winning the Masters until Adam Scott and Jason Day had to be like, no, he's with us.
Ernie Els is apparently amazing till he hits the sauce. Like he's like the nicest guy in the world. He gets drunk, he turns into the Incredible Hulk. He's like Bruce Banner.
But he's big into the wine.
Oh yeah, dude.
Loves himself some wine.
I think was it Steve Marino, Pat? I don't know. I think it was Steve Marino. He says, things got wild on Ernie's plane. Who do I go with? Spuds? JJ Spaun, Pat, for my bronze? +180? Done. I'm still gonna go with Højgaard, but you guys are smart guys and you have the databases, but I still like Højgaard for a top 20, but Spawn's my guy. He was definitely on my list, so I'm going to take him +180. I think this is a perfect track for him. I like the way he's trending. That's the thing about Spaun. He gets that putter hot. He's going to be right there. So for a top 20 at +180, JJ Spuds for me, guys. I think he's going to be page 1 of the leaderboard. That would not shock me at all.
He's also 1 for 1 in major championships in Pennsylvania, so that's helpful.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Good call.
I'm trying to figure out what this is going to look more like, because I don't think the rough is obviously going to be as penal as it was last year for the U.S. Open at Oakmont, but I think you might see potentially a leaderboard that resembles that. I only say that because you're going to have the rain overnight on Wednesday, as Byron pointed out. And while the wind will be consistently around like 10 to 15 miles per hour, it gets up on Friday. And then as the leaders come home, it gets up to like 30 miles per hour, which is going to be fantastic. But all week, it is fucking frigid. At this tournament, it's like 50 degrees, 56 degrees, 60 degrees. Like it's not projected to get above 70 degrees, Byron, until 5 o'clock local Saturday afternoon.
Oh God. So
So
Maybe
Bobby
like
Mack time,
Euro
baby.
winner.
Yeah, Euro winner. I got Scheffler and a bunch of Euros.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I didn't even look at the temperatures when I was doing this stuff. I was just looking at wind and precipitation. But the fact that it's going to be cold,
Well,
yeah,
I see.
that's very interesting.
I think that's, Cam, one thing that people don't seem to like. It doesn't click for them as much. Where people think like, oh, Euros are really good in the wind. It's not necessarily that they're great in the wind. They're great in shitty weather.
Yeah,
and it could be no wind, but it could be like kind of cold and wet out.
Like Shane Lowry.
Lowry's 100-1 this week.
I'm telling you, man, if it's cold weather and shit, like Lowry that's his game. When he won the Open Championship, it was shit. It was shit. McIntyre, to be honest with you, I think, and I'm partly Scottish, like I think Lowry, I think, is the better cold, damp, bad golf, player
Golf
than like almost anybody.
Whacker guy. One of those guys.
Like who you tell me who, and Scheffler, Texas guys can play in the wind. You want guys maybe low ball flight? I don't know. Like fucking Matt Fitzpatrick hits stingers like Tiger Woods now off the tee. That Pat, his move, that little back. Oh, I love the back. Oh yeah. Like when he does that back move, I'm like, oh, here he comes. I love this guy. He's just so, don't you love it, Byron? I love it. Maybe it's just me. I love it.
Who do you take in the Fitz versus Fitz head-to-head matchup?
Ooh, that's amazing.
I saw them put that out there. Like Matt is like minus 330 versus
that's
his
crazy.
brother.
I didn't
It's insane.
I take it back. No, I'm not laying 330 versus his brother.
But would you take the other side at 2-1?
If you forced me to, I'd go that way. I don't see anyone betting 330 on
That's crazy.
Matt.
That's way too high.
Well, we touched on mainly the top of the board when we did the pick show, just because that's where everyone is gravitating here. We haven't mentioned a live guy outside of Hatton yet. Do you guys have any take on Rahm and Bryson?
I don't want him.
I'm fine with Rahm. If you can find a Bryson miscut market, give it to me. Because you trying to hit a golf ball onto a green from 100 yards out of this rough with a 6-iron shaft in your club, he's pathetic. There's no range inside 200 yards that Bryson's in the top half of the field on approach this week. And what do you think about most majors? It's driver, long iron, like the Masters, Oak Hill, Oakmont, all of these venues are these long, big golf courses that Bryson actually thrives at because he's good with the long irons. He's pathetic with the wedge in his hand, and I don't think this is a good golf course for him at all. So whatever the miscut equity is for Bryson, I want that if it's remotely close to plus.
Who's the biggest live pooch then, Pat? Like who's on the board there? We're going, you know what? This guy could do something. Is there anybody?
Well, Rahm is cuss picked to win. I'll throw that out there.
What the hell? So this guy's got Puig and Rahm or Pig or whatever you can. Oh my God. Puig. Yeah, Puigi. Yeah, the Puig.
And Bryson to miss the cut, Byron, is plus 350.
Huh.
I mean,
I kind of want to get that in on that too.
I will say that I am scared of Bryson, that if bomb and gouge, listen, we're wrong all the time about how these tournaments end up playing out. If bomb and gouge ends up becoming the play, he's going to win.
Is Patrick Reed there?
He's not on live.
He's done.
Is bomb and gouge now, is the golf course morphing into a 7,700 yard golf course? Is it still going to be the same length that it is now? Because everyone else that's in his range is going to be better than him on approach.
Sure, but it's 7,400 yards. It is a par 70. It's not the shortest course in the world.
It's mainly the 3 holes, though. It's the par 4 before the par 5. I think those 3 holes make up almost like 2,000 of the yards. So it's like 2 par 5s and that long par 4.
So it's like the anti-Riviera, where you have the short par 5 and that short par 4 and everything else is long.
Yes, anti-Riviera, exactly. That's exactly it, apart from the par 3s, but that's probably the only area that Bryson should thrive this week. So, I'm in completely fade mode with Bryson DeChambeau this week.
So most of Neiman's problems have been putting this year, but he's 9-1 to be low live.
Where's he been?
He shot 7 under at Live Virginia in the final round yesterday.
Yeah, look. Didn't Neiman win 5? Neiman has like 10 more live wins than he has major top 20s. I don't want him in majors either. And I mean simple as that.
Well, was it Lucas Herbert?
Lucas Herbert won, yeah.
Yeah, good for him.
Rahm is plus 175 is low live. Bryson's plus 260. Hatton's 4.5 to 1. Neiman's 9. Puig is 11. Then you got like DJ, Cam Smith, McKibben, Bernd Wiesberger, who apparently is on live now. I don't think he's actually on live.
Top live imposter.
He was on live at one point, but I don't think he is anymore.
Wow.
Does anyone know if they're on live at this point? I don't even know. I think that the first three names you mentioned, that Hatton and Rahm, would be the two bets I'd place there. I think one of them comes home there.
Yeah, 4.5 to 1 for Hatton actually seems like a pretty good number if that's the market.
Can I have a question from my lady? How do you guys any interest in Ryan Gerard?
Yeah, I mean, on paper, it would be he's sort of like the shittier Siwoo that he hits fewer fairways.
That's a sleeper. I'm like, fuck, I was looking at Gerard too.
Yeah, well, Gerard's going to hit some fairways, not as many as Siwoo. He's going to hit his irons really well, not as many as Siwoo, but he'll somehow miss more putts than Siwoo.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So he's Siwoo Jr. I get it. Wow.
And he cannot chip the ball like Siwoo can.
That's good
Facts.
call. I think Siwoo's got to he could be there. Like, maybe that'd be cool. Get a putt, buddy.
I think he'll be there, but not in the sense of having any chance to win.
But you got a great price for a top 20 with him. I think that's a great bet.
Yeah, plus 210's not bad.
That's really good.
You could bet your boy Nikolai in the low Dane market at minus 105 if you wanted.
The Danish market is, he'll be low. Scandinavian market's getting tough. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, what do you do? Like, there's a lot of guys now, right? You know what I mean? Like, who do you pick?
Well, you got Ludwig is the favorite in low Scandinavian at plus 175. Hovland is still second at plus 425. Nikolai's plus 475. Wrighton is plus 550. Noren is 850. Then you got Rasmus Højgaard, Rasmus Nørgaard Peterson.
Noren or Wrighton.
I think at this course, if you were going to take a shot, Byron, I'd take Noren.
Noren's a great bet. They almost 9 to 1 for top Scandinavian. Come on, that's a good bet.
Alex Noren, in his majors, he finishes inside the top 20 once in every 4 major. So, like, he's a very, solid floor. And I think this is a perfect golf course for him.
He's not playing like shit either. Like, the guy's, I'm not saying he's, burning it up, but his form is, what do you say, Pat, okay? Heading in here? Like, he's...
If he could just chip, I don't know what happened to him. Like, he has been...
You're right, his chipping shit.
Like, he was...
to be good.
He's been excellent his entire career. I actually bet on him last week thinking, hey... this is just like a temporary lull. He's going to get back to his 10-year career baseline. And again, lost 3 strokes around the green. It's been happening for 6 weeks now. Something is happening with him there. Although, Byron, what does the data tell you about some of these major championship venues where, yes, there are runoff areas, but it's not like it's Southern Hills or what you saw. I mean, maybe it's a little bit like Tyrrell. That Bermuda grass was really weird. That the runoff areas just kind of filter into thick rough. And I feel like once you get into thick rough, being great at chipping becomes less important because it's a lot of hacking out.
Exactly. It's the same technique that everyone's applying. You can't use any creativity. You've got to just kind of get the balls close to the hole as best you can, like everyone else is doing.
That's a crazy price, man, in that market. That's way. I thought he'd be 5, Pat, not close to 9.
Yeah, and Noren's last couple majors: 12th at the PGA in 2024, 13th at the Open that year, 17th at the PGA last year, and then 30th at the Masters this year. The Masters is not a good golf course, Byron.
That's good enough for me at that price.
He's looking good. I like him.
Maybe Noren top 20, top 30 might actually be the look here. Or the 9 to 1 to win low Scandinavian. But then you might get boat raced by Hovland or Noren. And you're like, oh, fuck, why didn't I bet the top 30?
Yeah. But also it's 9 to 1. You can do both. Bet the top 20 and just sprinkle a little bit on the 9.
Good find, guys. Very good.
Do they have him in the made cut market? No, he's not available in the made cut market yet. Only the bigger names are available in the made cut market at this point of the week. I bet you on Underdog they'll have him. Maybe I'll write that one down. Noren made cut. Underdog. Code Mayo at Underdog, by the way, because they have all of the make and miscut props up there. His top 20 is 4 to 1, and his top 30 is plus 220, if you're wondering. And you mentioned his T17 at the PGA Championship last year, Byron. People forget he was in the final group.
That was an absurd, get stuck in neutral type situation, the fact that the guy that won the tournament was playing next to you and you finished 17th, bit of a meltdown. So hopefully he can just find himself outside the top 10 going into Sunday. and sneak in there, or just stay there like we're going to be expecting, with this bet. So, yeah, could have been a lot better for him. And that was that his first tournament back?
It was his second
PGA
tournament, second tournament back from the blown out glute.
Yeah. Just,
I like Alex Noren. I want him to do well.
Plus 450 or plus 250 top 30. Matt McCarty is also someone who plays really well at Donald Ross courses in general.
Unbelievable. That's my other chick's wild card next to Gerard. Anyway, I'm fired. Lisa's in. Like, you don't even need me on this golf show anymore. I can't believe this shit. Like her Siwoo Kim, Matt wild cards, Matt McCarty, Ryan Gerard. I'm like, what the fuck? What is happening?
Matt McCarty on bent putting. I mean, we just saw what he did at Quail on Bermuda. He's much better on bent even. So, you've seen him play nicely at the Masters, which is bent surfaces. So I think he's absolutely live.
Yeah, and
top 20, Pat, for McCarty?
I mean, I probably wouldn't go as aggressive as top 20. You could ladder that up to 20, 30, 40 if you wanted to, depending on like what you really wanted to take in. But Matt McCarty right now, third in hitting it inside 15 feet from 150 to 175, and he rates out really well from 100 to 150 as well, if that's what you're looking for. He's kind of the opposite of what you mentioned earlier with Brennan, where the closer Matt McCarty gets to the hole, the better he is. The farther away, not so hot.
Fact. So this is another great course for him. There's going to be some guys that you don't typically seem to see at the top leaderboards pop up this week. It's going to be fun. You mentioned make the cut, Pat. I've got 6 guys for us.
Oh, let's hear them.
To get to plus 700-ish. So maybe wherever you shop around, you can find better. But Harris English, Hideki, Patrick Reed, Russell Henley, Gary Woodland, and Brooks Koepka. All of those guys, apart from Gary, are all 75 to 80% plus in made cut rates in majors. So I think that gets you to 7-1 for those 6 guys.
So it was English, Reed, Hideki,
Henley, Woodland, Brooks.
Henley, Brooks, Woodland. Throw Noren on there, and now we're cooking.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't have the option for anyone south of minus 200 or like longer than that. Like you mentioned, some books have at least everybody out there. So there's definitely other names that you can find, but those are the 6 that were available.
I wonder if it's available on Underdog. I'll find out after the show if it is available on Underdog. I was thinking like Alex Fitzpatrick, Noren, Matt McCarty, and Daniel Berger all to make the cut. Because Berger's everything that we've talked about how this course is going to play, Byron, feels like a Daniel Berger course.
It does, but it's just not on Bermuda. That is what makes me, because I can see Berger just putting his way out of this golf course, this tournament this year.
He's not just like generally an awful putter. He's won. Let's say he won at Colonial. That was on bent.
That was like before he got injured and came back, and I don't know. I'm a little less bullish on Berger than the other guys in there.
Also, I find that bent splits are a bit tough because they just don't, frankly, play that many tournaments outside of like a 6-week period on bent grass.
Fair
point.
So if like you're struggling putting going in, you just have a bad 3 weeks, it's going to make you look like you can't putt on a surface.
Yeah, but okay, cool. I mean,
no,
it's cool.
No, push back on me.
Come on, loves him.
No, it's just I've gave you my arguments. You just told me the other way, so it's fine.
I'm pushing back the other way. Like, what's your counter to that?
The counter to that is he's just also not. I just don't think he's playing good enough golf right now. It's like if I'm looking for a made cut guy, I'm looking for guys just routinely inside the top 20 of golf tournaments.
Well, then you should just parlay top 20s together and get like 500 to 1.
We can do that as well. Then we can be friends again. So I'm cool with that.
I'll have the official to make the cut parlay in the newsletter this week from the show. You can sub to that for free in my Substack. It's on Substack under Mayo Meteor. Just hit the link down in the description right now. The 5x5 game is down there. The head-to-head cool bet round-by-round matchups, which is a free game that you can join if you're in Canada outside of Ontario. Don't even need a deposit. Just make an account, and you can win up to $500 in that plus merch. And then they're also giving away some free spins at the casino.
Fuck, keep me away. I self-exclude. Like, honestly, you get me at casino after 2 a.m. and bad things. No, honest to God, don't get me anywhere near those fucking buttons, man. It's a problem. I feel sorry for the next generation, Pat. I gotta be honest with you. Like, these kids are It's a dangerous game, buddy. It's a dangerous game. I'm not telling you, hey, I like to party. I like to have a good time. I'm just saying those things, those click, 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 click. It's like a horse race, man, but even quicker. How long does it take? Half a second to hit buttons? Like, dangerous.
I've never been a big slot guy. I think I've played the one slot that I played in my life was when I first went and signed up at the casino with a fake ID, so I was underage, but they gave me a card anyway. They gave me a coin to put into like the jackpot spin. It was on the house. I was like, perfect, I'll go have this spin. Then immediately walk to the blackjack table.
Oh, I will never play slots unless I'm absolutely annihilated, like blind drunk. And then after that, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm like, oh, where'd the money go? Like, no, it's a danger. Like, that is something I need to avoid. Like getting on Ernie L's plane. Like I don't want to be anywhere near that shit. No, thanks. Got enough problems.
Byron, do they have slot machines or video slot machines in corner stores or bars where you're at?
Once you get towards Missouri, that you can go to a gas station, rip a couple slot machine spins, and get your Coke and fill up some gas, and off you go. So
yeah, and also a guy will come up to you with a bag behind your head while you're playing the slots, choke you out, and take everything you got. That's be careful. Like Pat, you ever notice that? Like you're going to these truck stop things playing slots. Like keep your head on a swivel. You win money, you don't think you're getting jacked in the parking lot. They can't afford security there. Like what the fuck are we doing? It happens at regular casinos, let alone gas station casinos.
You know, that had not crossed my mind.
I think about these things, Pat. You guys are breaking down things in your databases, and I'm thinking about how I'm not going to get robbed if I, win some money.
Pat, you don't strike me as a guy who spends a lot of time at gas station slot machines. I got to be honest.
That's a good read.
Oh, Pat, you should see where I gamble now. I go to Georgian Downs, the site of Conflict Diamonds Lone Horse Win. My buddy won $22K in 2 days there playing blackjack, side games.
Well, why is it sides? So he's a professional blackjack. He quit his job. Now he plays blackjack professionally?
Basically, yeah. And he's doing quite well. Better than most.
Feel like there's a hard limiter on that.
Yeah. He's won 3 days in a row, 24 grand. But anyway, hey, who am I to judge?
We got 363 to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck. 2 more markets for you before we get out of here. Okay. Low Canadian. There's 4 of them in the field. Do we just take Yella Miraju, or is this a pure Nick Taylor play?
I like Yella Miraju. He's a hometown kid, man. Just get grinding it up in Mississauga. I like this kid.
It's never Nick Taylor play at majors. Still waiting on his first top 30.
This course might fit the young lad too.
Yeah, I prefer Connors or Yella. I think definitely Nick Taylor's like a pick-on piece there, in my opinion.
You don't think it's going to be Pendrith at plus 333?
No.
Good PGA Championship. Mo was top 10 at the PGA Championship last year. I bet him last week. He sucked.
Yeah. Quail Hollow is more of a place for him to go to than anything else.
All right. Low German. I was trying to differentiate between these guys, and I just couldn't. Martin Keimer's 3-1. And then Jaeger and Matty Schmidt are both plus 140 in this market. Any leans?
I almost take Keimer.
No, I'm not taking Keimer.
Okay. No, I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm not betting it either, but I don't want to bet Schmidt. Jaeger, that guy fucking has put me in orbit so many times. I really like that guy too, but he breaks my heart, man. Can't do it. Pass.
Okay, last market. Low Japanese player. Hideki is minus 115 in this market against Hitsatsune and 2 guys, Kazuzuki Higa and Kota Kaneko.
Hideki's actually, is that a good price, guys, for laying basically pick 'em juice there?
It's basically it's pick 'em versus Hitsatsune. It feels like.
Yeah. What's Hitsune's number?
Plus 240.
Yeah. No, I think Hideki, because he's only missed 1 cut. It was at Quail last year in majors since 2016 or something ridiculous. So he's live to make the weekend nonstop. I've got an Hideki bet for us as well.
Oh,
it's Hideki par 3 winner, 76-1. If you think about what Hideki does, the absolute worst, he drives the ball like a dog, but he's one of the best long iron players in the field from the fairway. 3 of those par 3s are from 200 plus. I think it's a perfect venue. That's a perfect.
Got a lot of crazy shit going on. He's got.
I spent a lot of time this morning.
Hole-in-one bets.
I had to bring the heat. It's a best bet show. We got to fill some space while we don't have. We can't speak about Gary Player for the whole show. So par 3 winner Hideki, par 4 winner Cameron Young, because he just doesn't know how to hit par 5s at all. And it's all, the only time he's going to have to hit a long iron into those is the one par 4. Everything else is going to be inside 200, which Cam Young is a lot better at. Par 4 winner, 20-1. And then John Rahm, 40-1 for par 5 winner. It's only 2 par 5s, a bit of a weird bet. But I really like the Hideki par 3 winner.
It's an animal.
Where can you make those bets? Because I don't see them where I have them. So it's open game to mention the sports book here, Byron.
Okay. On DK, which if you feel free to use code FGD there, that would really help Fantasy Golf Degenerates out a lot. So please go over there as a first-time depositor. I'd really appreciate you do that.
So Rahm, Young. So what happens when you parlay those 3 together?
Oh, that's fun. I don't know. That would be a lot, I would imagine, at massive numbers. Yeah.
So the best par 4 players in the field in general, Scheffler, Young, Rory, Fowler, Akshay. This is the first mention of Cam Young we just had on this show. But it feels like I don't think you're going to hear a lot about Cam Young this week, Byron, because anyone who was going to bet Cam Young this week bet him like 3 months ago at a way better number.
Exactly. Everyone's going to be sitting on their 80-1 tickets on Young. And we just saw, Jesus, he putted badly last week on Sunday. That is one of the craziest things I've seen, to lose that many strokes as a good putter. So, again, lack of par 5s at this golf course. Maybe he's got a good crack at it. But I think the steam is just coming in early on the futures market versus anything right now.
So Akshay is 5th. Xander is 6th. This is for the season. Siwoo, Woodland, Rose, Knapp, who's probably not going to play. We'll see. And then Bobby Mack and Kitayama are next with Matt Fitzpatrick.
Kitayama can fucking putt.
Yeah, he can't. It's a problem.
It's a big problem. It's a big problem.
Yeah, no good.
Although I feel like he was really good at Oak Hill, or at least he was in the mix at Oak Hill, and then he kind of like gagged it away. He's T4 at Oak Hill.
You know what, Pat? Your disdain for my buddy's new career in blackjack side play gambling is, I think I'm just going to go fucking hit up the casino, watch my old horses run and hit the felt. Why not? What else do I have to do today? Not much.
All right. That'll do it for us because Cam's got to run to kick off his blackjack.
Cam's got to go hit the felt.
Yeah, no slots.
No slots. Blackjack. If you can find some like high-level baccarat, then now you're in business.
Baccarat's great because you can just sit there and get tuned all day and it's just back and forth, back and forth. It's a great game. You know what? Time killer. If you want to kill some time, that's your game.
Do you want to know what we did in South Africa when we were gambling? Me and my buddy would go to roulette, and you can play 5 rand a spin, which is like a quarter. Like the limits are ridiculously low. Then you can get free drinks while you're sitting at the roulette table. And then we would leave having made money playing roulette and getting free drinks while like min cashing every single entry. It was like the best time ever. Then I came to America, try to do that at a casino in Iowa. Yeah, try to do the $5 minimum thing. I ordered a mudslide. I lost all my money in that one roulette spin and got hit with a $13 check for the mudslide. So don't.
Byron, what's the Canadian dollar worth? Basically nothing. My girlfriend liked to party so much, like we'll stay in an American casino despite the exchange for the drinks. Like we've already worked it out. The drinks are worth more than the 35 cents on the dollar, if that makes any fucking sense.
Are there the last time I was in Vegas, it's probably been like 2 years now. I feel like they were not giving free drinks out.
They've slowed it down. There used to be back in the day, guys from the Midwest would come in with their Kansas City Royals and Nebraska hats and shit. And they just want to get you absolutely tuned. And it's kind of different now. Like you'll still get drinks, but it's not at the rapid pace of like, let's get these guys drunk pace. It's like they're trying to be more responsible. Well, which is not good for me because I might as well stay in Canada and pay for drinks while I'm gambling.
Well, the hardest thing, obviously, like Vegas is down in terms of people going there. People are blaming us in Canada for not going, Cam. But it's got a
dollar.
Well, I mean, the dollar is one thing. Listen, shout out Derek Stevens. If you go to
Derek Stevens, awesome. If
you go to Circa, they'll match you par.
Circa, I think his other casinos are the D and Golden Gate.
Yeah, they were doing that. I don't know if that deal is still on, but you gotta think that the proliferation, Byron, of being able to gamble from your phone to make sports bets and play on casino, maybe limiting that a bit more of people who want to fly to Vegas to go do these things, especially if they're not giving out free hotel rooms and free drinks.
Yeah,
I mean,
and also the prop bets. These casinos, like you go on your phone, look at Byron. He's betting hole-in-one props. Who's going to lead on par 4s and 5s? You barely get top 20s. And these guys, I know guys doing shows in Vegas who are doing it for fucking 20 years and a living. Like these casinos, some of them are good, they'll do a few things for majors, but the selection is basically 1/50th of sites, right? So what's the deal? It's pretty simple. You're going to play on your phone.
Byron, Tuesday, you have a live show, correct?
Correct. 3 Eastern on Mayo Media Network, back 9 bets. I'll be going through every single one of these bets that I've shared with you and more. I haven't made all of my placements yet, waiting on some more stuff, and I'll be ready to rock and roll.
I'll have my final bets in the cheat sheet after I do my show with Keith on Wednesday. Keith is going to be live from Aronimink Cam, so you have to tune in to hear what Keith says.
Yeah, the real Stewart, not this guy. See, Stewart's going to watching standardbred horse racing, and Keith and Pat are going to make you money. That's what's going to happen over here. Let's go.
We haven't had a double Stewart bet, have we?
No.
Video.
Fuck, I got to go to Home Depot and buy paint.
I thought you had to go to the felt.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. Well, that's the goal.
paint's for after the felt.
Yeah. Get into the paint. Yeah. Yikes.
That will do it for me. If you have a best bet, dump it in the comment section. Sub to Mayo Media Network on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever. Give us a rating and review. Tell some friends about the show as well. Always helps us out, especially during majors weeks. All right, I'm Pat Mayo. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Pat Mayo Experience! Experience!